Be still for a moment, not as a suggestion, but as an instruction. Let the noise of the outer world soften, because what is spoken here is not meant for the ear alone. It is meant for the center. It is meant for the place where identity is formed before events ever appear. What you're about to hear is not theory. It is law. Not hope, but mechanism. Not belief as religion taught it, but belief as Christ revealed it, a living force that shapes worlds. Scripture says, before Abraham was, I am. This was not poetry. This was a disclosure of consciousness. The eternal present, the I am, is the only creative power. And the secret hidden in plain sight is this: time collapses when identity is assumed. We begin here because everything begins here. You were never meant to chase outcomes. You were meant to occupy states. And the moment you live in the end, not imagine it vaguely, not hope for it emotionally, but inhabit it psychologically and spiritually. Time bends, rearranges, and yields. This is not mysticism detached from reality. This is reality finally explained. The modern mind struggles because it has been trained to think in sequences: effort, delay, reward. But Christ did not teach sequence. He taught being. He taught identity first and experience second. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. The kingdom was never a place you go to. It was a state you enter, and the entrance is internal. The reason so many prayers feel unanswered is because they are spoken from the wrong position. They are spoken from desire, not from fulfillment. They are spoken by a self that has not yet changed, asking the world to change first. But the law is exact and unyielding. The world mirrors the self. To live in the end is to reverse the entire pattern of human struggle. Most people say, when this happens, I will feel secure. When this arrives, I will feel free. When they change, I will be at peace. Christ says the opposite. According to your faith, be it unto you. Faith is not optimism. Faith is assumed identity. You do not wait for peace to arrive. You become peace. And peace arranges its own evidence. You do not wait for abundance to show up. You occupy abundance as a state of being, and resources reorganize around you. This is the collapse of time. This is the end lived now. Understand this clearly. Imagination is not fantasy. It is the creative womb of reality. Neuroscience now confirms what Scripture whispered for centuries. The brain does not distinguish between vividly imagined experience and physical experience. Neural pathways fire the same. The body responds the same. Identity adjusts the same. And what the body accepts as real, the world must echo. When Neville Goddard said imagination creates reality, he was not introducing a new idea. He was translating Christ's teaching into modern language. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not so will he become, so is he. The heart in Scripture is not emotion. It is the subconscious, the deep self that accepts impressions without argument. And the subconscious does not respond to words. It responds to feeling. This is why living in the end is not visualization alone. It is assumption with feeling. The quiet, settled knowing that this is done. Not excitement, not desperation, calm certainty. Consider this. When you know something is true, you stop thinking about it. You don't rehearse it. You don't beg for it. You rest. That rest is faith. Hebrews tells us faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Substance, not metaphor. Evidence, not imagination. Faith is a state so real internally that the unseen becomes structurally inevitable. This is why effort often delays manifestation. Effort implies absence. Striving confirms lack. But assumption collapses distance. There is a story Neville shared of a man imprisoned by circumstances, not bars, but debt. He did not visualize money arriving. He imagined being the man who was free of debt. He fell asleep each night in the feeling of relief, of gratitude, of normalcy, not dramatic joy, normalcy. And within weeks, unexpected resolutions emerged, not magic, but rearrangement. People acted differently. Opportunities appeared without force. The end reorganized the means. This is how the law works. You do not force the middle. You occupy the end. Christ never healed by struggling with symptoms. He spoke from authority. Stretch forth thy hand. Rise. Take up thy bed and walk. He addressed people as they already were, not as they appeared. That is the pattern. When you live in the end, you stop asking how. How belongs to time. Identity belongs to eternity. And eternity is now. Science calls this identity-based behavior. Theology calls it faith. Christ called it the kingdom. But the mechanism is the same. What you consistently assume yourself to be, you will express and the world will comply. This is why changing habits without changing identity fails. This is why affirmations without feeling feel hollow. This is why prayer without assumption feels distant. The work is not outside. The work is selection of self. Right now, there are infinite versions of you existing as potential. The anxious one, the confident one, the healed one, the fulfilled one. You do not create them. You choose them. And choice is not verbal. Choice is felt. When you wake up and move through your day as the one who already is, time collapses. You stop waiting. You stop seeking signs. You stop measuring progress. And paradoxically, progress accelerates because the subconscious no longer resists. This is the Sabbath, Neville spoke of not a day, but a state of rest. The rest that comes after creation is finished, and God rested on the seventh day. Not because he was tired, but because the work was done. When you live in the end, you are resting before the evidence appears. And rest is the signal that tells the subconscious, this is complete. Do not confuse this with passivity. Living in the end is not inactivity. It is action without strain. You still move, you still act, but you act from alignment, not from hunger. Your speech changes, your reactions soften, your decisions clarify, not because you are trying to be different, but because you are different. This is how character transforms. This is how you become a better person, not by moral effort, but by identity elevation. When you assume the end of love, you behave lovingly without effort. When you assume the end of confidence, courage becomes natural. When you assume the end of wholeness, destructive habits fall away quietly. Sin, in Scripture, simply means missing the mark, living from the wrong identity. Redemption is not punishment erased. It is self-corrected. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renewing does not mean adding thoughts. It means selecting a new center. Now listen carefully. You do not need more techniques. You do not need more rituals. You need fewer negotiations with doubt. Each time you feel the urge to check reality for confirmation, you are stepping out of the end and back into time. Each time you ask, is it working? You are declaring it isn't finished. Instead, return gently to feeling, not forcing, not convincing, simply remembering. Remember what it feels like to be secure. Remember what it feels like to be respected. Remember what it feels like to be at peace. These are not fantasies. They are memories of states. The subconscious recognizes them instantly. And once recognized, it must externalize them. This is law. There is a sacred dignity in this work. It is quiet. It is inward. It does not announce itself. Christ often said, tell no man, because the seed grows best in silence. As you practice living in the end, you will notice something subtle. Your emotional volatility decreases. You stop being pulled so strongly by appearances. You respond instead of react. That is the sign you are anchored. Do not rush this. Do not dramatize this. Assumption works best when it feels ordinary. The greatest manifestations arrive disguised as inevitability. And now, as we move toward stillness, let this settle deeply. You are not becoming. You are remembering. You are not calling something toward you. You are aligning with what already exists. Time is not your enemy. Time is your servant. When identity shifts, time obeys. So tonight, when you rest, do not ask for tomorrow to be different. Be different now. Fall asleep as the one who already is. Not hopeful, certain. Let the body relax into the feeling of completion. Let the mind grow quiet in the knowing of fulfillment. This is prayer without words. This is faith without effort. This is living in the end. And in that stillness, everything changes, not because you forced the world to move, but because you finally stood where creation begins. Be still and know that I am. Be still and remain here. Do not rush back into the noise of effort or the habit of seeking. There is a sacred pause now, a threshold where understanding is no longer intellectual but embodied. What unfolds next is not new information, it is the deepening of remembrance. When Moses stood before the burning bush and asked for a name, the answer was not a title, it was not a description, it was a state of being. I am that I am. This was not God introducing himself. This was God revealing you. The fire burned, yet the bush was not consumed. Consciousness alive, yet untouched by circumstance. Identity radiant, yet unbound by form. This is the nature of the I am within you. It does not struggle. It does not age. It does not wait. It simply is, and whatever it claims becomes. Every limitation you have experienced was never imposed from the outside. It was accepted inwardly. And every liberation you seek will not arrive as rescue, but as recognition. You do not need to destroy the old self. You simply stop feeding it attention. States wither when they are not occupied. This is why Christ said, when an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, it wandereth through dry places. And if it returns and finds the house empty, it brings 7 worse. The warning was not moral. It was psychological and spiritual law. If you abandon an old state without occupying a new one, the mind defaults back. But when you move directly into the end, there is no vacancy. The new identity fills the house completely. This is precision. This is discipline. This is devotion. Living in the end is not pretending. It is consenting. It is the quiet agreement that says, this is who I am now, without needing permission from evidence. The world will test this assumption not to punish you, but to stabilize you. Appearances may contradict. Old echoes may surface. But echoes are not causes. They are residues of past occupancy. Do not fight them. Do not explain them. Do not personalize them. Remain. The one who remains unmoved in assumption becomes immovable in life. This is why Jesus slept during the storm. The storm was real, but it was not authoritative. Authority belonged to the one who knew who he was. And when he rose, he did not argue with the waves. He commanded them, peace, be still. That command was not for water. It was for consciousness. And consciousness obeyed. As you live in the end, you will notice that others begin to reflect your assumption back to you. Not because they are consciously changing, but because they cannot escape the role your state assigns them. This is not manipulation. This is resonance. Scripture says, no man comes unto me except the Father. Draw him. The Father is awareness. People are drawn into alignment with your inner position. This is why forgiveness is powerful. Forgiveness is not moral superiority. It is release of an old role. When you forgive, you free yourself from being the version of you that required that story. And when you release the story, you release time. Time collapses because there is nothing left to resolve. Many wait for closure. The awakened assume completion. This is the great reversal. Now understand something essential. Living in the end does not mean denying pain or bypassing humanity. It means you do not crown pain as truth. Emotions arise, but identity remains seated above them. Jesus wept, yet he knew resurrection. He felt anguish, yet he spoke certainty. Human emotion does not negate divine identity, but divine identity governs human emotion. So when fear appears, you do not argue. You return to being. When doubt whispers, you do not silence it with force. You outgrow it by occupancy. You stay with the feeling of fulfillment long enough that it becomes familiar. And familiarity is the doorway to embodiment. The subconscious accepts what feels normal. This is why repetition matters, not repetition of words, but repetition of state. Each time you return to the end, you deepen the groove. And eventually, you stop returning because you no longer leave. This is when effort disappears. And now, as this teaching moves toward its sacred stillness, receive this final alignment not as instruction, but as truth already known. You were never meant to wait for permission to be whole. You were never meant to earn peace. You were never meant to chase destiny. Destiny responds to identity. So choose now gently, decisively, the end you will live from. Not tomorrow, not when conditions change. Now, let the body soften into it. Let the breath slow inside it. Let the mind rest beneath it. You are not becoming aligned. You are aligned. You are not hoping reality will change. Reality is rearranging. And in this quiet certainty, in this sacred assumption, the law completes its work. Be still. Remain faithful to the feeling. And watch how effortlessly the world follows. Because time has collapsed and you are already home. Not to learn, but to stabilize. There is a moment in every true awakening where the mind wants to move forward, to do something with what has been heard. But the deeper work is the opposite. It is allowing what has been heard to seal itself into being. Creation does not rush. Law does not hurry. Truth does not need reinforcement. It only needs agreement. When you agree inwardly, something subtle but irreversible occurs. You stop negotiating with reality. You stop pleading with circumstance. You stop assigning authority to appearances. And without force, without drama, you cross a threshold. This threshold is not marked by fireworks. It is marked by stillness. Scripture calls it entering the ark, shutting the door, and letting the flood pass beneath you. Christ calls it entering your closet and closing the door. Neville calls it assumption. Science calls it coherence. Different languages, same gate. When the door closes, the world outside may continue to move, react, fluctuate, but it no longer defines you. You are preserved by position, not by effort. This is the point where manifestation stops feeling like something you do and starts feeling like something that happens around you. And here's the truth that few are ready to hear. But you are. The outer world does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you no longer question. Certainty is not loud. Certainty is settled. When you live in the end long enough, the desire dissolves, not because it failed, but because it fulfilled its purpose. Desire was never meant to be permanent. It was meant to move you into assumption. Once assumption is reached, desire releases its grip. This is why the fulfilled state feels quieter than the wanting state. The ego interprets this quiet as emptiness. But it is not emptiness. It is completion. It is finished. Those were not the words of defeat. They were the words of fulfillment spoken from the highest awareness. Completion is the most powerful frequency there is. From completion, you do not chase. From completion, you allow. And allowance is not laziness. It is trust in law. You begin to notice that the right actions arise without mental effort. You speak when needed. You remain silent when silence carries more authority. You move when movement aligns. You pause when pause is wisdom. This is not intuition developing. This is identity stabilizing. The false self needs constant validation. The true self needs none. And when the true self leads, life simplifies. Not because complexity disappears, but because resistance does. Now hear this clearly, and let it land without analysis. You do not need to maintain the end through tension. You maintain it through loyalty. Loyalty to the feeling. Loyalty to the knowing. Loyalty to the inner agreement you have already made. Even if the world presents contradiction, remain loyal. Even if the old story tries to reassert itself, remain loyal. Not aggressively, not defensively, quietly. The loyal mind is unshakable. This is why Christ said, "He that endureth to the end shall be saved." Endurance was never about suffering. It was about remaining faithful to assumption until it becomes natural. And naturalness is the final seal. Once a state feels natural, it is done. The world has no choice but to reflect it. This is not because the world is obedient to you. It is because the world is you, expressed as within, so without, as above, so below, as assumed, so experienced. Let this be the way you move forward now, not searching, not striving, not waiting, but being. Being the one who trusts, being the one who rests, being the one who knows. And when you notice yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought, do not judge. Judgment reanimates the past. Simply return. Return to the end. Return to the feeling. Return to the seat of identity over and over until returning is no longer necessary. And one day, quietly, unexpectedly, you will look around and realize that the world has rearranged itself without asking your permission. The conversations are different. The opportunities are different. The emotional climate is different. Not because you forced change, but because you stood still long enough for the law to move. This is mastery. This is discipleship. This is what it means to walk by faith and not by sight. So now remain in this sacred calm. Let gratitude rise, not for what is coming, but for what is. Let reverence settle not for a distant God, but for the I am within. Let peace anchor, not as emotion, but as identity. Time has already folded. The end is already lived. The seed is already sealed. Be still, and let it come to pass. And now, notice what remains when striving has fallen away. What remains is awareness, calm, unarguable, present. Not watching life from the outside, but participating from the center. This is where power has always been. Most people attempt to change thoughts. Few realize that thoughts change automatically when position changes. When you relocate the seat of identity, the mind reorganizes itself without instruction. Old narratives lose energy. New interpretations arise unforced. This is why Christ never debated beliefs. He revealed position. Why callest thou me good? There is none good but God. He was not rejecting praise. He was clarifying origin. He spoke from the awareness of unity, not as ego claiming divinity, but as consciousness recognizing itself. And that recognition is the key that unlocks everything else. When you live in the end, you are no longer a personality trying to get somewhere. You are consciousness allowing itself to be expressed through form. Life stops feeling personal, not cold but liberated. Insults lose their sting. Delays lose their threat. Uncertainty loses its authority because you are no longer asking life to define you. You already have. This is the subtle transformation few notice but everyone feels in your presence. It is the difference between someone who is reaching and someone who has arrived inwardly. Words carry less urgency. Movements carry more meaning. Silence becomes full instead of empty. This is spiritual gravity. People lean toward it without knowing why. Situations resolve themselves without explanation. What once required effort now unfolds through timing. Not because you are special, but because you are aligned. Alignment is not perfection. It is coherence. When your inner assumption and outer behavior no longer contradict each other, friction dissolves. And where friction dissolves, flow emerges. This is the river Ezekiel saw flowing from the temple, growing deeper the further it moved. The temple was never stone, it was consciousness. And the river was identity in motion. Everything it touched healed. This is not metaphor. This is instruction. When you maintain the end internally, your presence becomes medicinal, not in words, in being. You become a stabilizing frequency in unstable environments. Chaos does not attach to you. It passes through without root. And here is a truth that must be spoken plainly. You are not here to fix the world. You are here to outgrow it. As you rise in assumption, the world follows not because you drag it upward, but because it cannot remain the same around a change center. This is why Christ withdrew often, not to escape people, but to reseat identity. And each time he returned, the works were effortless. You do not need to withdraw physically. You withdraw inwardly. You close the door. You enter the end. You rest. And rest is not sleep. Rest is certainty. Now, let this certainty deepen. Let go of the idea that manifestation must look dramatic. The most permanent changes arrive quietly. They feel obvious in hindsight. You will wonder why you ever worried, why you ever waited, why you ever doubted. Not with regret, but with compassion for the earlier self who did not yet know. That compassion matters because you do not transcend the old self by rejecting it. You transcend it by including it in a higher identity. This is resurrection, not the body rising, but the self being lifted. The stone rolls away not through force, but because it no longer belongs there. And when this happens, something remarkable occurs. Gratitude appears without object. You are thankful without knowing exactly why. Life feels supported. You feel held. This is not emotional. This is ontological. You are remembering your place in the order of things. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are not moving through a hostile universe. You are not late. You are precisely where identity placed you, and identity is sovereign. So as you continue from this moment forward, do not monitor results. Monitoring re-enters time. Live instead as one who knows that law is active, whether watched or not. Plant, assume, rest. This is the rhythm. If uncertainty returns, Do not resist it. Return again to the end gently, firmly. Sit in the feeling of already. Let it become your default posture. Eventually, it will. And when it does, you will not announce it. You will simply live differently, speak differently, expect differently, and life will answer in kind, because it always has. Be still now. Let this seal itself beyond words. Let the end remain lived quietly, faithfully, completely. And know this without needing to repeat it again. The law is fulfilled. The identity is chosen. The time has collapsed. Remain. And now, let everything come to rest. Not because there is nothing more to say, but because truth has reached the place where words are no longer required. This is the stillness Christ returned to after every miracle. This is the silence Neville pointed toward after assumption was made. This is the Sabbath, not a pause in time, but the end of striving. Nothing is missing now. You do not need to remind yourself who you are. You do not need to rehearse belief. You do not need to watch for proof. The seed has already dropped beneath the surface of awareness, where light is not needed and effort has no use. And in that hidden place, the law is working with perfect accuracy. Scripture says, "The kingdom of God cometh not with observation." No signs, no countdown, no announcement. It comes as knowing, and knowing is quiet. From this moment forward, let life unfold without interference. Let conversations meet you where you are now, not where you were. Let circumstances rearrange themselves without your supervision. Let the old self fade without ceremony. You do not have to protect the state. It protects itself. Truth, once seen, does not disappear. Identity, once assumed, does not revert. You may move through days that feel ordinary. That is not failure. That is integration. The extraordinary does not feel loud from the inside. It feels right. And one day, without marking the date, you will notice that what once felt distant is simply present. What once felt heavy is light. What once felt uncertain is obvious, not because you reached it, but because you never left it. This is the return. This is the remembering. This is the end lived fully. So rest now not as someone waiting, but as someone who knows. Be still. Remain faithful to the silence, and let the world continue its transformation around a center that no longer moves. Time has done its final service. The end has been entered, and all is well. In the stillness before dawn, when the world is quiet and the mind begins to stir, you are more than who you appear to be. You are consciousness itself, the unseen architect of reality, the quiet force through which the universe imagines itself into form. Every thought you hold, every feeling you entertain, every moment you dwell in is a brushstroke upon the canvas of life. The life you live is not determined by circumstances, by luck, by opportunity, or by the whims of others. It is determined by the silent conversations you hold with yourself in the sanctuary of your mind. You have always had the power to reshape your existence. And yet power without focus is like fire without air. It burns, but it does not illuminate. The first habit of transformation is to speak to yourself as the fulfilled being you are meant to be. Begin each day, not with complaints, not with rehearsals of limitation, but with a quiet declaration: I am guided, I am loved, I am successful in all that I do. Feel these words. Do not merely say them. Let them echo through every cell, every heartbeat, until your subconscious has no choice but to obey. For as the scripture declares, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. The heart is the unseen laboratory of creation. What it believes, it manifests. The second habit is to live in the end. Imagine, not vaguely, but with exacting clarity, the life you wish to experience. Not someday, not when the world aligns to your terms. Now, picture the abundance, the love, the health, the mastery as if it were already yours. Close your eyes and see it, hear it, feel it. Let the joy, the satisfaction, the confidence, the peace saturate your being. This is not daydreaming, this is commandment. This is the law of assumption in action. According to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29. Faith is not hope deferred. Faith is the certainty that the unseen already exists. You are not moving toward it. You are stepping into it. The third habit is revision of memory and experience. Every past failure, every regret, every mistake has been stored within the subconscious like seeds lying in wait. And yet, the past is not fixed. It is malleable, because consciousness is primary. Go back in imagination. Relive the moments that still sting. Rewrite them with the wisdom, courage, and grace that were always latent within you. See yourself responding perfectly. See yourself succeeding effortlessly. Let the emotional charge of the old memory dissolve as you embed a new truth. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is remembered and what is imagined. Both become reality. Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more. John 8:11. Sin is missing the mark. Revision is the act of aiming true, the act of remembering who you are in the divine. The fourth habit is vigilant management of your inner dialogue. Notice the thoughts that pass unchallenged. Every whisper of doubt, every flicker of fear, every murmur of limitation is a command to the universe. And the universe obeys. This is not metaphor. This is law. Replace those thoughts immediately. I am powerful. I am whole. I am capable. When you do this consistently, your vibration changes. Your presence changes. The world begins to conform effortlessly to the image you hold of yourself. You are no longer a leaf buffeted by the wind. You are the wind itself, shaping every branch in its path. The fifth habit is grateful anticipation. Gratitude is not a response to circumstances. It is a recognition of reality already fulfilled. Give thanks for the unseen, for the blessings in formation, for the miracles already moving toward you. Gratitude saturates your vibration with a frequency that attracts the visible manifestation of all that you have imagined. Let it rise at dawn. Let it accompany every breath. Let it saturate every act. As you move through the week, notice that doors open where once there were walls. Opportunities align where once there were obstacles. People reflect the best of themselves because you have reflected the best of God within yourself. These 5 habits, speaking as the fulfilled being, living in the end, revising the past, managing inner dialogue, and practicing grateful anticipation, are not external routines. They are the very structure of consciousness aligned with divine law. In 1 week, practice with integrity and persistence. They can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, the mundane into the miraculous, the unseen into the inevitable. Understand this: external conditions are always secondary. Wealth, recognition, love, and health follow consciousness. They obey the unerring law of the mind and heart. Change within, and the outer world will rearrange itself in perfect harmony. This is not wishful thinking. This is the physics of spirit. Every scientist who studies the field of observation and outcome, every mystic who communes with the unseen, confirms the same truth. Consciousness is the cause. Matter is the effect. When you rise each morning, pause before the world commands your attention. Breathe. Feel the pulse of life within you. Speak your declarations. Immerse yourself in the end fulfilled. Rewrite yesterday if needed. Guard your thoughts. Embrace gratitude. Live as the fulfillment incarnate. The universe is not waiting for you to prove worthiness. It is waiting for you to assume the state of being that is already your inheritance. In these practices, life is no longer a struggle. It is a laboratory. Every encounter is an experiment. Every event is a signal. Every challenge is an opportunity to affirm the truth of who you are. You do not plead with reality. You do not chase outcomes. You embody them, and life must respond. The unseen precedes the seen. The invisible shapes the visible. And when your inner world is mastered, your outer world cannot help but mirror it. Do not mistake these habits as temporary. Make them sacred. Let them saturate every waking hour, every quiet moment, every whisper of thought. They are not actions, they are alignments. They are the current upon which miracles travel. They are the quiet, unyielding declaration. I am one with the source. I am the child of God. I am the creative power manifest. And when the week passes, when the days multiply, when the cycles of life continue, you will look back and see that the world has changed. Not because the world itself altered, but because you did. Not because conditions shifted, but because consciousness aligned. Success, love, health, opportunity, all that you have imagined with faith and feeling, now stands before you. Tangible, inevitable, certain. Carry this awareness into every action. Speak it, feel it, imagine it, embody it. For the world is nothing but the mirror of your consciousness, obedient to the vibration you maintain. The life you desire is not distant. It is not conditional. It is here, now, waiting for you to recognize it. And when you do, everything bends to reflect the fullness of your inner knowing. So take these 5 habits, the declaration of the fulfilled self, living in the end, revision of the past, vigilant control of thought, and grateful anticipation, and make them your law. Practice them daily, with reverence, with love, with unwavering faith, and watch as the impossible becomes inevitable, as dreams walk into the world as reality, as the invisible takes form before your eyes. The word is alive. The law is active. The life you imagine in faith, in feeling, in truth, is the life you already inhabit. You are not waiting for proof. You are not struggling for manifestation. You are the manifestation itself, the living expression of divine law in motion. Carry this truth gently, steadily, without hurry, without fear. Walk through the world as one already fulfilled, already victorious, already aligned with the infinite. Speak the word within. Feel it real. Imagine it complete. And let the universe obey. This is not magic. This is not wishful thinking. This is law. This is life. This is the way consciousness expresses itself as form, the way spirit moves through the finite to reveal the infinite. And as you move forward, remember always, you are the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation, the word made flesh in every moment. Let this awareness shape every breath, every thought, every action. Let it be the lens through which you see the world, the compass by which you navigate life, the light that illuminates every step. You are awake. You are aware. You are powerful. You are already the fulfilled expression of all that you have imagined. The world now bends to your inner law, and from this moment forward, nothing can be otherwise. You have claimed it. You have felt it. You have become it. And so it is. Breathe now and feel the stillness beneath the noise of life. In this pause, you realize that the power you have been seeking outside has always resided within. The sun rises, the wind moves, the rivers flow, and so too does the life within you move, guided by the unbroken law of your own consciousness. You are the quiet force behind all unfolding, the invisible hand shaping what is seen. Every choice you make from this awareness is creation itself. Every glance, every word, every thought is an instrument through which the universe orchestrates your destiny. And when you live in the fullness of this truth, fear dissolves, doubt evaporates, resistance has no foothold. Life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a sacred dance, a reflection of the harmony you maintain within. Do not wait for permission to claim your joy, your abundance, your peace. You have been given authority from the beginning. You are the co-creator with Spirit, the heir to infinite possibilities, the fulfillment of divine imagination. Let this knowledge saturate your being until every action, every breath, every word aligns effortlessly with it. The outer world is not your teacher, it is your mirror. Change the reflection within, and the world cannot help but respond. Move through each day with the quiet conviction that all is already accomplished. Speak your life into existence in subtle, sacred ways. Hold the image of your fulfilled self constantly in your mind's eye. Feel it real. Touch it with your heart. Let it permeate every fiber of your being until reality bends, reshapes, and conforms to the vibration you maintain. For what is unseen always precedes the seen. What is believed, truly and deeply, always manifests. Even in moments of silence, even in shadows of uncertainty, hold firm to the inner knowing that nothing can alter the truth of who you are. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the living law through which circumstance obeys. You are the Word, made flesh in consciousness, the light that no darkness can extinguish, the presence that animates every atom, every breath, every pulse of life. Return often to the habits you have cultivated. Speak as the fulfilled self. Live in the end. Revise what must be rewritten. Guard your thoughts and practice gratitude. These are not actions, they are the steady pulse of creation itself flowing through you. Let them guide you until they become effortless, until they are as natural as breathing, until your life becomes a seamless reflection of the divine law at work within. And when you look around, you will see it. Doors open without force. Opportunities appear without struggle. People respond to your presence with harmony, because the vibration you emit reshapes everything it touches. Circumstances no longer dictate your state. Your state dictates circumstances. This is mastery. This is sovereignty. This is the sacred expression of the law of assumption in its purest form. Finally, rest in this knowing, not as one waiting for miracles, but as the miracle itself. Let each breath affirm that life is moving according to the inner law you uphold. Let every heartbeat remind you that the unseen is your domain, and the visible is your obedient reflection. You are not chasing success. You are the embodiment of it. You are not striving for fulfillment. You are fulfillment made conscious. You are not hoping for abundance. You are abundance realized in every cell, every thought, every vibration. Carry this truth into every moment. The word is alive in you. The law is active through you. The vision, the end, the desire, it is not distant. It is here. It is now. It has always been. And as long as you remember, as long as you feel, as long as you imagine and believe, the universe must yield to the inner decree. Walk gently, yet with authority. Speak softly, yet with power. Act freely, yet with purpose. Let every moment be an expression of your awakened state. And when doubt or fear rises, do not resist. Return quietly to the truth. You are the Word made flesh. You are the law in motion. You are the life you have imagined. And as the final breath of stillness settles into your being, feel the immense peace of completion. Life does not demand from you, it flows from you. The outer world is no longer separate. It is an extension of your consciousness, shaped by your unwavering assumption. You are the co-creator. You are the dreamer. You are the dream. And so, beloved, go forth in this knowing. Speak the word. Feel the word. Live the word. Let the world witness the power of imagination, faith, and feeling made manifest. Let your life itself become a testimony of divine law, a living proof that consciousness shapes reality, and that you, here and now, are the ultimate expression of infinite possibility. The light is with you. The law is in you. The word lives in you. Rest now and let creation continue. For you have spoken it, you have felt it, you have become it, and all is well. Now, let your awareness settle like a calm lake, reflecting the vast sky of your own consciousness. Each thought is a ripple, each feeling a current, and the surface of your life is shaped not by storms, but by the steadiness of the mind beneath. Know this, the outer world is only a shadow of your inner state. When your mind is still, when your heart is aligned, the reflection becomes flawless. What you see is always the echo of what you assume. Begin to notice the subtleties of your daily life. Every interaction, every encounter, every glance and gesture is responding to the vibration you maintain. Smile knowingly as you watch events arrange themselves in perfect sequence. That traffic jam, that difficult conversation, that missed opportunity, they are not obstacles. They are clues, signals, mirrors reflecting an assumption yet to be refined. You do not fight them. You do not curse them. You see them, revise them, and move forward in the quiet certainty that life is orchestrating itself according to your inner decree. Take a moment now to focus on your body, the temple of consciousness, the vessel through which spirit flows. Feel the vitality in your muscles, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the clarity of your mind. Speak to this vessel as a friend, a companion, a co-creator. You are strong, you are vibrant, you are whole, you are guided. Feel it saturate your cells. Feel it resonate in every fiber. The body responds not to commands alone, but to the inner state that animates them. As you dwell in the energy of health, vitality, and aliveness, your outer form conforms effortlessly to the inner vision. Now, let us turn to the unseen currents of your day-to-day life. Imagine every challenge you face as a message, a gentle nudge from the universe asking, do you remember who you are? Let gratitude rise for these moments, for they are the sharpening stones of consciousness. They refine your focus, align your awareness, and teach the mind to hold the end while navigating the means. With each difficulty affirm, I am more than this. I am guided. I am powerful. I am one with the law that shapes reality. Let these words echo in the deepest chambers of your heart until resistance no longer finds purchase. Remember, the law of assumption is impartial. It obeys without judgment. It moves according to the frequency you maintain. This is not wishful thinking. This is the immutable law of creation. The universe cannot refuse the vibration you consistently uphold. Persist in your inner state of fulfillment, and the outer world will move in perfect accord. Opportunities will appear, people will align, doors will open, and your life will reflect the invisible order you have chosen. Every evening, as the sun sets, return to stillness. Close your eyes and review your day through the lens of the fulfilled self. Rewrite moments that felt lacking. Imagine every conversation, every choice, every event as perfectly aligned with your highest self. See yourself acting with grace, confidence, and wisdom. Feel the satisfaction of accomplishment. Saturate your being with the knowing that all is complete. Let this practice sink into your subconscious as the final thought of the day, the quiet lullaby that guides your sleep, the invisible hand that shapes tomorrow. And when you awaken, do not rush. Let the first breath of the day carry the vibration of the fulfilled state. Speak your inner decree softly but with certainty. I am abundant. I am loved. I am guided. I am successful in all that I do. Feel them real before you rise. Let these thoughts govern the first steps you take, the first words you speak, the first choices you make. The morning is sacred. The first moments of consciousness are the fertile soil in which your life is grown. Guard them, nurture them, and watch as reality conforms without resistance to the life you have imagined. Consider now the flow of people around you. Every person you meet is a reflection, a mirror of the energy you emit. Speak with clarity, act with intention, love without hesitation, and you will find that the world responds with ease. The universe conspires not against you, but for you, aligning each circumstance, each encounter, each detail to support the vibration you have chosen to maintain. You are not alone. You are never alone. The invisible presence flows through you behind every choice, every heartbeat, every breath. Let us dwell now on the quiet miracles that surround you. Notice the subtle shifts, the hidden alignments, the gentle synchronicities. They are the signatures of your inner decree. Life is responding. Nature is responding. Even your own body, mind, and spirit are responding. These are not accidents. They are the proof that the law of assumption is alive, active, and eternal. And when doubt arises, as it will, treat it with the gentleness of one who knows the truth. Do not resist, do not struggle. Instead, return to the inner state of certainty. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel the fulfillment real. Let your imagination lead. Let your faith anchor you. Let your heart speak louder than your eyes. The unseen always precedes the seen. The invisible always dictates the visible. You are the axis around which reality turns, the vibration upon which form emerges, the word made flesh through consciousness. Carry this awareness into every moment. Let it color your speech, shape your actions, guide your thoughts, and inform your choices. Walk as one already victorious. Act as one already fulfilled. Speak as one whose desires have already been realized. You are not chasing reality, you are embodying it. You are not hoping, you are knowing. You are not wishing, you are commanding. And in this, the universe cannot resist. Return often to the 5 sacred habits. Speak as the fulfilled self. Live in the end. Revise the past. Guard your thoughts. And practice grateful anticipation. Let them be your rhythm, your pulse, your inner music. Let them saturate your consciousness until every breath, every heartbeat, every glance reflects the life you have imagined. This is not an exercise. This is life. This is the practice of divinity in action. And as the week unfolds, you will see the evidence of your inner alignment reflected in every corner of your world, not as a surprise, not as a reward, not as something granted from outside, but as the inevitable expression of the law you have chosen to obey. Doors open without force. Opportunities align without struggle. Love flows effortlessly. Success is no longer a pursuit, but a natural manifestation of the state you inhabit. Breathe now. Feel the fullness of your being. Know that you are complete. Know that you are powerful. Know that the Word is alive in you, the law is active through you, and the life you have imagined is your reality. Walk, then, as the living embodiment of creation, the manifestation of infinite possibility, the child of God made visible. And in every step, every breath, every action, remember this: you are not becoming, you are revealing. You are not creating, you are expressing. You are not chasing, you are the chase, the goal, and the prize. And all that you have imagined, all that you have assumed, all that you have felt real, is now moving into form, obeying the vibration of your inner state, manifesting effortlessly, inevitably, eternally. You are awake, you are aware, you are alive, you are powerful, you are the law in motion, you are the Word made flesh. Now, pause and feel the stillness rising within you. Let the world fall away. Let the noise fade into silence. There is only you and the infinite presence that flows through you, shaping every moment, every thought, every breath. You are not separate from the source. You are the source experiencing itself through form. Every heartbeat is a signal, every inhale a call, every exhale a response. You are the Word, alive in motion, creating effortlessly as life unfolds around you. Feel the weight of this knowing, the quiet power that has always been yours. The world may whisper doubt, circumstances may seem contrary, people may act in ways that defy your inner vision. Yet none of this can alter the truth. Your inner state is the law, and the law is unbreakable. The universe bends without resistance to the vibration you maintain. Stand in this knowing, rest in this certainty. Let it fill every corner of your mind, every cell of your body, every spark of your being. Imagine now the life you desire, not as a distant goal, not as a possibility, but as an already accomplished reality. See yourself living it fully. The abundance, the health, the love, the joy, the mastery. Hear the laughter, the conversations, the music of fulfillment. Feel the weight of satisfaction, the calm of confidence, the fire of purpose. Let this sensation swell in your chest until it radiates outward, touching every part of your being. This is not imagination, it is remembrance. This is not fantasy, it is your truth. You are living it now in the sanctuary of your consciousness, and the outer world must follow. Breathe deeply and feel the power of the 5 habits you have woven into your being. The declaration of fulfillment, living from the end, revision of past limitations, vigilance over thought, and the practice of grateful anticipation. Each habit is a chord in the symphony of creation, each note resonating with the frequency of the divine. Together, they form a field of unshakable certainty that surrounds you, protects you, and commands reality to align with your inner knowing. Notice how the universe has always been waiting for this alignment. Every opportunity, every encounter, every circumstance is drawn to you, responding to the rhythm of your assumption. There is no need to force, to plead, to strive. All that you imagine, all that you know, all that you feel has already begun to manifest. Your work is to remain in the state, to dwell in the feeling of the end, to allow life to flow through you unhindered. Now, feel gratitude rising in your heart, not for what is seen, but for what is unseen, not for what has arrived, but for what is already on its way. Gratitude is the amplifier of manifestation, the sacred fuel that accelerates the vibration of fulfillment. Let it rise until it overflows, touching every thought, every intention, every action. With gratitude, you draw the invisible into form, and the world responds with miraculous obedience. In this sacred awareness, all striving falls away. The need to control, to prove, to chase dissolves. You are the eye of the storm, the calm center around which all reality moves. Every detail of your life, every moment of your day, every challenge and triumph is aligned with the law of your consciousness. You are the law made flesh. You are the Word alive. You are the manifestation of the infinite. As your awareness expands, let it embrace all of life with quiet power. See the divine in everyone you meet. Speak with love, act with compassion, radiate light. The universe mirrors the image you hold of yourself and others. By assuming harmony, generosity, and kindness, you create not just your own reality, but the field of reality for everyone around you. You are the conduit, the channel, the living expression of divine will. Now, let your breath slow. Let the heartbeat of life synchronize with the heartbeat of your soul. Feel the perfect rhythm of creation flowing through you. All that you have imagined, all that you have felt, all that you have believed is now in motion. The world bends to your inner law. Miracles arise naturally. Opportunities appear effortlessly. Love flows freely. Success manifests without strain. This is the fruit of unwavering assumption, of consciousness aligned with the eternal. And as the final moment of this meditation settles, let one truth echo through your being. You are awake. You are aware. You are alive. You are the Word made flesh, the law in motion, the life you have imagined. Carry this truth into every step, every glance, every breath. Speak it softly, feel it deeply, live it fully. The universe will answer. Life will obey. Creation will bend to the vibration you maintain. And as the light of this knowing settles within you, let it shine through your every action, every word, every thought. You are not waiting for miracles, you are the miracle. You are not striving for success, you are success itself. You are not seeking fulfillment, you are fulfillment, realized in form, in presence, in being. Rest now in this knowing. Let your consciousness hum with the certainty of infinite possibility. Let your heart rise in gratitude for the life that is already yours. And as you move forward, let every day, every action, every breath be a living testament to the power of imagination, faith, and feeling made manifest. You are the dreamer. You are the dream. You are the Word alive. You are the law in motion. You are the infinite made tangible. And now breathe deeply and feel the stillness settling over you like dawn after the night. All striving has ended. All seeking has ceased. You are not moving toward life. You are life itself. You are not chasing fulfillment. You are fulfillment incarnate. Every moment, every heartbeat, every breath is the living expression of the Word made flesh in you. Let the quiet power of this knowing radiate through every cell. Let it shape your thoughts, your words, your actions. The universe bends to this vibration. Reality cannot resist the certainty within you. All that you have imagined, all that you have felt, all that you have assumed is now aligning, manifesting, becoming. Feel gratitude rise without effort for the unseen, for the invisible currents moving to your command, for the miracles already in formation. Let it fill your heart until it overflows, until every glance, every step, every word carries the hum of creation. You are no longer asking. You are declaring. You are not hoping. You are knowing. Walk now with quiet authority, with gentle strength, with the calm certainty of one who is already victorious. Speak blessings, radiate light. Act from the inner knowing that all is complete. Let every encounter, every challenge, every ordinary moment become the stage for the extraordinary. And when you pause, as all must feel again the pulse of life, the Word moving through you, the law alive within. Remember, you are the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation, the infinite made tangible. There is nothing outside you that can alter this truth. You are whole. You are powerful. You are divine. Rest now in this knowing. Let the world carry on around you, but let your soul remain unshaken. You are the living proof that imagination, faith, and feeling shape reality. You are the Word made flesh. You are the law in motion. You are the miracle realized. And as the light of this truth settles over you, let your final thought be simple and sacred. I am alive, I am whole, I am the Word, I am the life, I am the law. In the quiet moments, before the noise of the world claims your mind, there exists a power, a living, unbroken current that moves through all things. It is eternal, infinite, and unshakable. It is the pulse of creation itself, the Word that was in the beginning, and the Word that continues to speak through you. You are not separate from this current. You have never been apart from it. You are the instrument through which the unseen becomes seen, the finite through which the infinite expresses itself, the voice through which life unfolds. For too long, you have looked outside yourself for power, for success, for love, for validation. You have sought in circumstances, in people, in chance, the fulfillment that is already yours. But the truth is simple and profound. The world you see is the reflection of the world you assume within. Every event, every encounter, every circumstance mirrors the state of your consciousness. You are not a spectator of life. You are the creator of it. You are the law in motion, the word made flesh in expression. This is why speaking to yourself correctly is not a casual exercise. It is the act of creation itself. The words you speak inwardly, the thoughts you nurture, the feelings you cultivate, are the instruments through which life bends to your inner state. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. The heart is the laboratory of creation, and what it accepts as true becomes the reality you experience. Imagine now, for a moment, the power that resides in you if, for 3 days, you chose to speak only from the fulfilled state, from the end already realized. Not wishful thinking, not hoping, not longing, but deep, unshakable knowing. Consider the simplicity and magnitude of this choice. Every inner word, every thought, every feeling aligns with the law, commanding the unseen to give form. In 3 days, your life begins to shift, not gradually, but with the immediacy of consciousness manifesting its reality. Begin with your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself as though all that you desire has already arrived. Do not whisper doubt. Do not rehearse limitation. Speak with authority. I am abundant. I am guided. I am loved. I am successful in all I do. Allow these words to echo in every cell, every fiber, every heartbeat. Feel them as truth. Let your subconscious accept them as reality. Feeling is the secret. Feeling transforms words into law. Close your eyes now and imagine yourself fully realized. See the life you desire. Hear the sounds, feel the sensations, sense the energy of fulfillment as though it is already present. This is not imagination in the sense of fantasy, it is remembrance. It is the law of assumption in action. The unseen precedes the seen. The inner state you hold is the axis upon which outer reality turns. Persist in this state with conviction. Persist until it becomes the natural vibration of your being. Day 1 begins in awareness. Observe the habitual thoughts that drift into your mind. Notice how easily the world has trained you to doubt, to fear, to assume lack. Do not judge yourself for this. It is simply the reflection of prior conditioning. Now, replace it. When a thought of limitation arises, intercept it immediately. Speak inwardly, I am powerful, I am worthy, I am favored, I am fulfilled. Replace fear with knowing, uncertainty with faith, lack with abundance. Every moment is a chance to realign. Day 2 deepens the practice. You have now begun to feel the rhythm of your consciousness. Your inner words carry weight. Your imagination vibrates as law. Now engage fully with revision. See any moment in the past that carries disappointment, fear, or regret. Replay it in imagination, but see yourself responding with wisdom, with grace, with confidence, with love. Feel the new outcome as real, as accomplished. The subconscious does not distinguish between what was and what is vividly imagined. Both are equally potent seeds of reality. Revision clears the path for new manifestation. Day 3 is mastery. By now, your consciousness is aligned, your words carry authority, your inner feeling is unwavering. You have begun to inhabit the fulfilled self naturally. Let this state permeate every aspect of your life. Speak to yourself with certainty. I am abundant. I am guided. I am successful. I am loved. I am fulfilled. I am free. Let these words resonate until they are not effortful, they are who you are. Let your breath, your posture, your glance, your very presence vibrate with this state. The world now must respond to the law you have made manifest within yourself. Consider the miracles that begin to unfold. You will notice subtle shifts, invisible currents aligning. People respond differently. Opportunities appear with ease. Circumstances that once seemed fixed now bend, adjust, and harmonize with your inner state. Do not force, do not plead, do not chase. You have entered the rhythm of creation. You act in alignment. You flow in the law. You speak, think, and feel the fulfilled state, and the outer world, as always, mirrors your inner reality. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this method. In 3 days, By speaking to yourself as the fulfilled self, by inhabiting the state of your desire, you can alter the trajectory of your life forever. This is not a trick. This is not wishful thinking. This is consciousness obeying its own law. The universe cannot resist the state of mind that has fully assumed the end. All that you imagine, all that you feel, all that you hold as real now must begin to manifest. Turn your awareness inward again. Feel the stillness behind thought, the quiet pulse of life that has always been with you. This is the creative field. Here, in this sacred interior, the seeds of all reality germinate. Here, in this sacred chamber of imagination, your life is being rewritten. Here, in the deepest knowing, your desires are already accomplished. Let gratitude rise as a current through your being, not for what is visible, not for what has already appeared, but for what is moving unseen into form. Gratitude aligns you with the law, accelerates manifestation, and solidifies your inner authority. The more you dwell in this state, the more effortless reality becomes. You are not asking for life to change. You are life itself, expressing through your consciousness, and the world cannot help but obey. Every moment now is sacred. Speak inwardly with precision, live inwardly with assurance, and act outwardly with alignment. Your life is no longer a series of chance events. It is a reflection of your inner state. Everything you have assumed, everything you have felt, everything you have spoken as true in your heart is shaping every corner of your reality. You are not becoming the fulfilled self. You are the fulfilled self revealing itself. And now, let this inner knowing deepen. Breathe fully. Feel your consciousness expand. Every thought, every feeling, every word becomes a force, a law, a vibration that calls life to manifest in perfect harmony with your state. You are the axis, the source, the living word. You are not waiting for miracles, you are the miracle. You are not hoping for abundance, you are abundance made manifest. You are not seeking fulfillment, you are the fulfillment now, complete, whole, and infinite. Walk gently, speak softly, act confidently, love fully, live as the living proof that imagination, faith, feeling, and inner assumption shape reality. Let every breath, every thought, every glance be a declaration of fulfillment. Let the world witness the manifestation of divine law through your being. And now, as the quiet authority of this knowing settles within you, let the final truth echo in every fiber of your being. I am fulfilled. I am abundant. I am loved. I am guided. I am victorious. I am whole. My life has changed, and the change is permanent. And so it is. Now, move beyond merely assuming the end and speaking to yourself inwardly. There is a subtle but profound force that underlies all manifestation, the alignment of your senses with the state you desire. Your five senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell, are not passive receptors. They are instruments through which the unseen world expresses itself. When you imagine not just the thought of abundance, but the sensory experience of abundance, hearing the sounds of your fulfilled life, feeling the texture of success, tasting the sweetness of freedom, you engage creation at a deeper level. The universe responds to the language of sensation as much as it does to thought or feeling. Consider now the importance of mental environment. Most people allow themselves to be dictated by the chaos of the outer world, unconsciously absorbing doubt, fear, and limitation. But you are different. You are the curator of your inner environment. Choose carefully the ideas, the images, and the words you allow to take root. Protect your imagination as you would a sacred garden. Weed out thoughts of scarcity, criticism, and comparison. Plant seeds of possibility, confidence, love, and creative vision. Tend them daily with attention and feeling. And watch how the outer world bends to reflect the inner garden you cultivate. There is also the power of silence and receptivity. Speaking to yourself is not merely about affirmations, it is about listening. Within silence, the subconscious communicates the laws of manifestation. In the quiet, you feel the nudges, the subtle guidance, the opportunities that are invisible to the hurried mind. Learn to cultivate stillness. Learn to hear the inner voice that is always whispering the path of least resistance toward your desires. It is here, in the pause between thought and feeling, in the sacred void of attention, that creation is most responsive. Now, let us explore emotional neutrality. While it is vital to feel the end fulfilled, it is equally vital not to become attached to resistance, disappointment, or delay. When you encounter events that appear contrary to your desires, treat them as neutral data. Do not imbue them with fear, frustration, or doubt. Instead, observe them as information for refinement. Ask, how can this moment align more perfectly with my inner state? How can I maintain the vibration of fulfillment even while the outer world appears contrary? Emotional neutrality allows you to persist in assumption without interference, making manifestation inevitable. Consider also the dimension of timelessness. All desires exist already in the eternal now. When you mentally inhabit the end, you are stepping out of linear time. Past failures, present obstacles, and future hopes are all rearranged within consciousness. Time is a tool, not a barrier. When you assume the state of the fulfilled self, you collapse the sequence of waiting. You step into the reality that has always been your true possession. What appears as delay is simply the outer world catching up to your inner alignment. Expand your attention further to include vicarious creation. Not only do your thoughts shape your own life, but your consciousness radiates into the field around you. By embodying your fulfilled state, you subtly influence the people, events, and circumstances around you. The ripple effect of your assumption can shift relationships, open doors for others, and even alter collective currents. You are not only manifesting your desires, you are participating in the orchestration of harmony beyond your immediate perception. Now, explore intentional daydreaming. Allow your imagination to drift, not aimlessly, but with precision toward your desires. See scenarios unfold in vivid detail. Conversations, environments, experiences, accomplishments. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the certainty as though it is present. Each intentional mental scene is a rehearsal of reality, a blueprint being etched into the subconscious, compelling the visible world to follow. This is not indulgence, it is creation in motion. Finally, embrace the law of incremental awareness. Transformation is both instantaneous and progressive. While assumption creates immediate energetic shifts, your perception, habits, and outer life adjust gradually to match your new frequency. Do not expect perfection overnight. Instead, notice subtle changes, the ease in decisions, the clarity in choices, the synchronicities in daily life. These are confirmations that your inner state is anchoring, that the law is aligning every detail of your life with your fulfilled assumption. Breathe deeply and feel this expanding awareness within you. Sense the layers of creation responding: thought, feeling, imagination, sensation, observation, stillness. They are all instruments through which the universe manifests your will. You are no longer a passive participant, you are the conscious orchestrator of your reality, fully awake, fully aligned, fully empowered. And now carry this forward. Let your inner world be a symphony of fulfillment, each note deliberate, each vibration precise. Let your imagination, your feeling, your perception, and your silence harmonize. Let your life become the living testimony of creation, obeying consciousness, of God manifesting through thought, of the unseen becoming inevitable. Now, turn your awareness to the power of your self-concept. Most people live beneath their potential because they unknowingly assume a limited identity. They say, in thought or by habit, I cannot, I am not enough, I will never have. Each of these statements, repeated and believed, anchors limitation into reality. But you are not the reflection of past failures. You are not the echo of old beliefs. You are the living image of God, infinite and creative. Your self-concept is the soil in which all experiences take root. Change it, and everything must change in response. Imagine, then, the self you wish to become, not as someone you will become someday, but as someone who already exists. See yourself walking through the world with ease, confidence, and grace. Feel the rhythm of your steps, the alignment of your thoughts, the clarity of your decisions. Sense the power of your inner knowing, radiating outward, influencing every circumstance, every conversation, every opportunity. This is not a rehearsal. It is the living truth of who you are. When you speak to yourself in this state, every word becomes a seed that will inevitably bear fruit. Now, explore the art of inner dialogue. Observe the language you have been using toward yourself. Most people speak unconsciously. I am tired. I am struggling. I am unlucky. Each word reinforces the outer reality. But when you choose language that reflects your fulfilled state, the subconscious begins to obey. Speak to yourself as the master of your world. I am guided. I am capable. I am loved. I am prosperous. Repeat these declarations inwardly, not as empty affirmations, but as undeniable truths. Let the feeling of each statement saturate your being. Consider also the role of mental rehearsal. Do not wait for opportunities to appear and then act. Instead, act first in the theater of imagination. Rehearse every encounter, every challenge, every desired outcome in your mind as if it is already accomplished. See the details vividly. Hear the words. Feel the energy of success and satisfaction. Each rehearsal sends a silent command to the subconscious, shaping the outer world to conform. The more detailed and emotionally charged your rehearsal, the stronger the law responds. Turn your attention now to the power of alignment with natural rhythm. Life is not a battle, it is a flow. When you act from tension, from striving, from desperation, you resist the current of creation. But when you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the state of the fulfilled self, everything flows effortlessly. Opportunities appear, relationships harmonize, challenges transform into solutions. You do not need to force life to conform. You need only to remain aligned and let the law do the work. Expand further into the dimension of unseen collaboration. You are not alone in creation. The universe, God, infinite intelligence, all are responding to your inner state, working in concert to bring your desires to form. Trust the process. Know that even events you cannot yet see are being orchestrated for your benefit. Every synchronicity, every coincidence, every chance encounter is a reflection of your alignment. The unseen is always working on your behalf. Now feel the power of emotional calibration. While assumption shapes reality, your emotions are the compass. Anger, fear, doubt, they are signals that your attention has drifted from the fulfilled state. Joy, peace, certainty, they are confirmation that you are aligned. Begin to read these emotional signals with precision. Each time a negative emotion arises, redirect your attention inward to the state of the fulfilled self. Re-establish the vibration of certainty. Let your emotions be a guide, not a hindrance, toward the manifestation of your desires. Consider the infinite nature of your imagination. Do not confine yourself to what seems possible or realistic. Reality exists as a reflection of consciousness, not the other way around. The unseen is infinite. Your imagination is the lever by which the impossible becomes inevitable. See it vividly, feel it deeply, assume it fully. The more expansive your inner vision, the more powerful your manifestation becomes. Finally, anchor these principles in daily practice. Begin each morning by speaking inwardly to the fulfilled self. Rehearse your day in imagination, assuming success, abundance, love, and clarity. Pause throughout the day to check your inner dialogue. Adjust your thoughts and feelings back to the state of completion whenever you notice resistance. End each day in gratitude, imagining the end fulfilled, feeling the satisfaction, the joy, the peace. 3 days of such practice shifts not only your perception, it shifts reality itself. Breathe now. Feel the currents of infinite intelligence flowing through you. Every thought, every word, every feeling is a thread, weaving the fabric of your reality. You are not waiting for life to give, you are life giving itself form. You are not seeking the sought is already yours. You are the fulfillment. You are the law in motion. You are the word made flesh, and the universe obeys. Carry this awareness with you. Let your inner world dictate your outer world. Speak to yourself as one who has already arrived. Feel as one who is already complete. Act as one whose reality conforms to the vibration of fulfillment. Let every breath, every glance, every choice echo this truth. I am fulfilled. I am abundant. I am guided. I am victorious. I am whole. I am the living expression of divine law. Now, expand your awareness to the realm of your thoughts as seeds of creation. Each thought carries potential energy, a vibration that calls forth corresponding realities. Most people allow their minds to drift into old stories, doubt, worry, and fear, unconsciously planting seeds of limitation. But you are not bound to habit. You are the gardener of consciousness. Choose your thoughts deliberately. Plant visions of abundance, of love, of clarity, of health, of freedom. Water them with feeling. Nourish them with imagination. Attend to them with unwavering attention. And watch as the unseen responds, orchestrating events to bring these seeds into form. Consider the nature of your attention. Where attention flows, energy moves. Your mind is a lens focusing infinite possibility into specific reality. When you attend to lack, fear, or uncertainty, you magnify it. When you attend to fulfillment, love, and certainty, you amplify it. Attention is the wand of creation. Learn to direct it with precision. Observe the subtleties of your own awareness. Where it lingers, what it embraces, it compels into existence. Now, reflect on the alchemy of imagination and emotion. Thought without feeling is like a seed without water. It has potential, but cannot grow. Feeling without imagination is like water without seed. It moves, but produces nothing. When thought, feeling, and imagination unite, they become irresistible. This union creates a force so powerful that it bends reality itself. Every scene you imagine in vivid detail, every emotion you feel as real, every thought you hold with conviction, these combine to manifest your deepest desires. Turn inward and explore the unseen architecture of your life. Your reality is not random. It is designed according to your assumptions. Every success, every challenge, every relationship has been drawn from the state you have occupied, consciously or unconsciously. Now, as the conscious creator, you may redesign that architecture. Imagine the life you desire as a blueprint. See it in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body. Assume it as real. The universe will rearrange itself to conform to this blueprint because law cannot resist the state of completion. Consider the power of persistence in assumption. 3 days of consistent inner dialogue, deliberate imagination, and feeling the end fulfilled are transformative. But persistence is the amplifier. When outer circumstances resist or challenge your inner knowing, return to your inner state without hesitation. Persist in assumption with joy, not struggle. Persist with confidence, not doubt. Persist with feeling, not mere words. Every repetition strengthens the vibration, accelerates manifestation, and deepens alignment with the law. Reflect now on the subtle influence of your presence. Every thought, feeling, and vibration you carry radiates outward, affecting others and circumstances even before interaction occurs. You are a field of consciousness influencing reality. Your inner state communicates with the world through invisible channels. When you inhabit the fulfilled self, you influence not just your own reality, but the environment, the people, and the events that come into alignment with your life. Your consciousness is an unerring signal, attracting harmony, opportunity, and alignment. Now, explore timeless imagination. Do not limit yourself to sequential thinking or linear time. The moment you assume the end, you enter the eternal now. Past failures lose their grip, future anxieties vanish. You live in the reality that has always existed, the reality of your fulfilled desire. The outer world, bound by appearance, will catch up, but your consciousness is already there. You are not waiting. You are the end realized. Turn your attention to the joy of creation. Many approach manifestation with effort, worry, or need, but the law is obeyed through joy. Feel the delight of imagining your life as you desire it. Laugh inwardly. Smile. Relish the sensations, the sights, the sounds, the feelings of fulfillment. Let joy saturate your consciousness. Let it be the engine that powers your manifestation. Joy is the vibration of alignment. It draws effortlessly to you that which matches its frequency. Finally, anchor all this practice in daily sacred rituals. Begin each day speaking inwardly as the fulfilled self. Rehearse your day in imagination, seeing every desired outcome clearly and feeling it as already real. Throughout the day, return often to inner alignment, adjusting thoughts, words, and emotions to match the fulfilled state. End each day in gratitude, imagining the end fulfilled, feeling the peace, the satisfaction, the joy. This repetition, sustained with attention, emotion, and imagination, transforms your inner state and collapses the outer world into harmony with it. Breathe deeply now. Feel the subtle power of these principles resonating through your body, mind, and soul. You are not waiting for life to change. You are the agent of change. You are not hoping for miracles. You are the miracle itself. You are not seeking fulfillment, you are the fulfillment made manifest. Every breath, every thought, every movement is a declaration of law, a signal to the unseen, a force that shapes reality. Now step even further into the understanding that your life is not built upon external events. It is built upon the alignment of your consciousness with the infinite. Every thought you have, every feeling you experience, every inner word you speak sets in motion an invisible current that shapes your reality. You are the orchestrator, the conductor, the artist of your life. And just as an artist does not wait for the canvas to paint itself, you do not wait for the world to reflect your desires, you create it from within. Turn your focus to the art of inner visualization with sensory immersion. It is not enough to imagine the outcome intellectually. To command reality, you must live the experience in your senses. Hear the sounds of your success, the laughter, the conversation, the music of accomplishment. Feel the textures, the weight, the warmth of what you desire. Smell the air. Taste the sweetness of abundance. See the vivid colors of your fulfilled life. Each sensory detail reinforces the inner reality, embedding it in the subconscious as truth. The more immersive your sensory imagination, the stronger the law must respond. Now, expand into the dimension of subtle timing. Many who study manifestation fear delay, assuming that outer evidence must appear instantly. But the outer world moves with its own rhythm. The law does not hurry because it works perfectly in unseen time. Your task is not to force the manifestation, but to maintain unwavering inner assumption. Observe this subtle truth. When you are aligned, the universe moves silently yet inexorably to bring your inner state into outer form. Patience is not waiting, it is confident knowing. Consider also the power of thought-free alignment. There is a state beyond thought, beyond effort, beyond desire. It is the state of pure being, where consciousness rests fully in the end already achieved. In this state, the law is most responsive. Here, you are not trying. Here, you are not imagining. Here, you simply are, and being is creation. Cultivate this space daily. Meditate in it, rest in it, allow it to saturate your entire awareness. It is the source from which all manifestation flows most effortlessly. Now, turn to the principle of emotional calibration. Emotion is the fuel of creation, but not all emotion serves manifestation. Anxiety, frustration, doubt, impatience, these are misalignments, signals that your inner state has drifted. The key is to maintain a steady, elevated emotional tone. Joy, certainty, gratitude, love, and peace. When you sustain these emotions consistently, you create a field so powerful that life conforms naturally. Your vibration, not outer action, is the ultimate agent of change. Explore next the alchemy of inspired action. While inner assumption shapes reality, action is the outward expression of alignment. When you act from the fulfilled state, every step carries the law into motion. You do not act from fear, obligation, or need, you act from knowing. Your choices are clear, your energy is effortless, and opportunities reveal themselves without struggle. Action becomes an extension of inner certainty, a visible manifestation of the reality you have assumed. Now, let us examine the interconnection of consciousness. Your state does not exist in isolation. Every thought, every feeling, every vibration radiates outward, influencing others and the environment. When you inhabit the fulfilled self, you not only manifest your desires, you harmonize the currents around you, shaping relationships, circumstances, and events. Consciousness is never solitary. It moves, resonates, and organizes life in a web of interconnected patterns. Your inner state is the epicenter of influence. Turn inward to the power of persistent assumption. 3 days of deliberate inner dialogue and feeling the end fulfilled can transform your life, but persistence magnifies it. Each time doubt arises, each time the outer world seems contrary, return immediately to your inner state. Assume the reality without wavering. Let joy, certainty, and faith override every transient impulse of fear. Each repetition deepens your alignment and accelerates manifestation. Finally, contemplate the infinite potential of your imagination. Do not limit your inner vision by what seems plausible or logical. The field of possibility is infinite. Your imagination is the lever that draws the unseen into form. See, feel, and assume boldly. Expand beyond previous limitations. Create as though anything is possible, because it is. The law does not resist the imagination, it responds to it with unerring precision. Breathe deeply and feel the harmony of these principles resonating through your being. Every thought, word, feeling, and intention is a current shaping reality. You are not waiting, you are not seeking. You are already the fulfilled self, commanding the unseen, orchestrating life, and expressing the word through your consciousness. Anchor this knowing with the sacred affirmation: I am infinite, I am fulfilled, I am abundant, I am guided, I am victorious, I am whole. My reality is the reflection of my consciousness, and everything I desire moves naturally to form. And now, let all striving, all seeking, all doubt fall away. Feel the stillness rise within you, a quiet power that knows no limits. You are not waiting for life to change. You are life itself, expressing through thought, feeling, and being. You are not asking for fulfillment. You are the fulfillment. You are not hoping for abundance. You are abundance manifest. Let your inner knowing radiate through every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, every beat of your heart. Life is responding. Circumstances, people, opportunities, and events are all moving to reflect the vibration you now hold. The unseen has already spoken. The outer world is simply catching up to the reality you embody. Breathe deeply and feel gratitude rise like a tide within you. Gratitude for the infinite intelligence that flows through all things. Gratitude for the unseen currents aligning in your favor. Gratitude for the creative power that resides fully within you. Gratitude is not passive. It is a force that accelerates manifestation, harmonizes your inner state, and strengthens your connection to the law of creation. Walk gently, speak softly, act with calm authority, and love fully. Carry the knowledge of your infinite power into every moment. Every choice, every action, every glance is now a reflection of the fulfilled self. You do not chase life, you embody it. You do not struggle for miracles, you are the miracle. You do not seek the sort is already yours. And now, let the final sacred truth echo throughout your being. I am fulfilled. I am abundant. I am loved. I am guided. I am victorious. I am whole. Everything I desire is already moving to form, perfectly, completely, effortlessly. And so it is.